Hi everyone, welcome to Tony Shiloh's Wednesday Excerpts. And thank you so much, Tony, for asking me to be on here today and your heart in just highlighting other authors. You're awesome. So I'm here to talk about my debut novel, Julia Monroe Begins Again. And my name's Rebekah Millet. I didn't mention that already. Oh my gosh, so debut author, y'all. So this is my first time reading from my book. But let's see, Julia Monroe is the heroine. She just turned 40, so all of us women in our fabulous 40s can totally relate to Julia when she has her first mammogram and she's battling a muffin top and also a gray eyebrow hair that tends to pop up on her. But one of the things that readers will discover very quickly about Julia is that she is an avid risk avoider. So 10 years ago, in the blink of an eye, she became a widow raising two small kids on her own. But those kids have grown up and they are now attending college out of state. And so Julia has some extra time on her hands and she decides she's going to invest it in her small business, which is cleaning houses. But then Samuel Reed, the guy who just pummeled her heart when she was a teenager, he moves back to town and joins her church. And the first time they run into each other there, he decides that he's determined to win her back. And Julia is determined to have nothing to do with him, but then her best friend gets involved. So since this is my first time ever doing this, I'm just going to start at the beginning with chapter 1. All right, here we go. In hindsight, scheduling my first routine mammogram on my 40th birthday may not have been a wise choice. I sat in the empty waiting room of the New Orleans Women's Clinic, clipboard on my lap and pen in my hand. A fountain wall dribbled to my left, trying to emit calmness and having the opposite effect on my bladder. I sailed through the beginning of the patient forms. Name, birth date, address. The next section, though, my pulse slowed as I read the question of my relationship status. Single and married were the only options. Where was the widowed box? And why did they need to know this information? Did my marital situation really impact my breasts? Well, maybe it did. Today would be the first day in 10 years my North American regions had seen this much action. With the paperwork completed, my gaze swept the pamphlets on the end table. Colonoscopies and mammograms and colorectal screenings, oh my! Didn't they want women to willingly return to this place? There should be People magazines, a coffee bar, and one of those mall masseuses set up in the corner. The fountain continued calling to my bladder as though it were the Pied Piper. I'd already scoped the reception area for a bathroom and had come up empty. Curse that cafe au lait I'd had on the drive here. Of course, that was what having two babies did to you. My boys. The urge to text them distracted me from the call of nature and the impending doom of being squeezed like an orange in a juicer. My youngest had started his first year of college in North Carolina at the same university where my oldest was now a sophomore. They had each other and my in-laws who lived 15 minutes from the campus. Those two reasons and the fact that they had full scholarships made the distance between us somewhat bearable. Julia Monroe? A nurse in pink scrubs stood next to the back door, a folder in her hands. I pushed my self-dyed brown hair from my shoulder and grasped my purse. Are you a healthcare worker too? She motioned to my black scrubs, ironically appropriate for today. Oh, no, I'm a maid. She nodded. I bet the last thing you want to do when you get home is clean. If I had $1, a forced chuckle matched my smile. So that's the first scene. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I thank you so much for joining me here today. And thank you again, Tony. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.